Velveteen Rabbit. One bright Easter morning, a boy woke up to find a wonderful basket waiting for him in his playroom. He was very excited. The basket was full of jelly beans, chocolate eggs, and marshmallow treats, but the best present of all was his new Velveteen Rabbit. The rabbit's coat was soft, and the insides of his ears was shiny satin. He was just the right size for the boy to cuddle. The boy hugged the rabbit close and gave him a kiss on his soft, velvety nose. The boy stayed in his playroom with the rabbit all day. He didn't play with any of his other toys. Soon it was dinner time, and the boy had to leave his rabbit in the playroom. Once he was gone, the other toys talked to the rabbit. "Can you identify what the boy had in his basket?" "That's right. It was full of jelly beans, chocolate eggs, and marshmallow treats." A shiny robot asked, "What can you do?" "I don't know," replied the rabbit. "Well, I can walk back and forth," said the robot, "and someday I am going to be real. Are you?" The rabbit turned to the old horse. He was the oldest and wisest toy in the playroom. "What's real?" asked the rabbit. The old horse smiled. "Real is when a child loves you very much for a long, long time," he replied. "It is when he loves you so much that your shiny coat grows dull and you don't look so new anymore." "Oh my!" exclaimed the rabbit. "When you're real, you don't care how you look because there's nothing better than being loved," said the old horse. Just then, the boy came into the playroom. "Do you know what the word real means?" "That's right. Real is when a child loves you very, very much for a long, long time." "Come on, Bunny, it's bedtime," says the boy. The boy took the rabbit to bed with him and snuggled close all night. The rabbit felt warm and cozy. "This must be what it feels like to be loved," thought the rabbit. "Someday I am going to be real." One day, the boy pulled the rabbit into his wagon. "You seem to like that rabbit better than all your other toys," said the boy's mother. "He is not a toy. He is real," said the boy. The rabbit was so happy. "The boy really loves me," he thought. "Now I am real." The boy took the rabbit on a ride. When they got to the woods, the boy left the rabbit to search for treasures. Two strange creatures came out of behind the trees and hopped toward the rabbit. They had long back legs and brown fur. "Do you know where the boy took the rabbit?" "That's right. He took him to the woods." "What are you?" one of them asked, wrinkling his nose. "Why, I am a rabbit, just like you," said the Velveteen Rabbit. "Then why don't you play with us?" asked the other rabbit, hopping around. "You're not real." "But I am real. The boy told me so," said the Velveteen Rabbit. But the rabbits just giggled and hopped away. After a long time, the Velveteen Rabbit's fur has worn away from being hugged so much by the boy. Most of his fuzzy nose had been kissed away, and his satiny ears had lost their shine. But the rabbit was happy because he knew how much the boy loved him. One day, though, the boy became sick and didn't want any of his toys anymore. The doctor told the boy's parents he needed to go away to the seaside to get better. On the day he left, the boy placed the rabbit under his favorite tree in the woods. "I want you to remember all of the wonderful times we had together, Bunny," the boy said sadly. When the boy went away, the rabbit became very sad. He became so sad that he began to cry. A real tear slid down his velveteen cheek and fell to the ground. Suddenly, a flower grew out of the place where the rabbit's tear had fallen. Its white petals opened, and out stepped a beautiful fairy. "Do not cry," says the fairy. "I am the fairy of Nursery magic. When the toys have been loved by a child as much as the boy loved you, I make them real." And with that, she kissed the Velveteen Rabbit. Suddenly, the rabbit's nose began to itch. Without thinking, he scratched with his back leg. "I can move!" he cried. The rabbit began to hop and leap and jump for joy. "Now I am real," he laughed. The rabbit hopped into the wood and became friends with the rabbits he had met there long ago. And many months later, the boy returned to his favorite tree. Suddenly, a rabbit hopped out of behind. "You are my Velveteen rabbit, aren't you?" asked the boy. The rabbit blinked at the boy and then hopped off into the woods. And the boy smiled and said, "I always knew you were real."